the young and the restless spoilers. Oh my god, besties, welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful, completely normal day that is about to be absolutely ruined by the most insane, world-ending soap drama we have ever witnessed. Grab your iced coffees, lock your doors, and strap in, because we are diving so deep into this tea today that we might actually never return to the surface. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now. I am literally filming this while I am running errands, walking aimlessly down the beverage aisle of the grocery store, because I just had to jump on here and vent before my brain literally explodes out of my skull. We are not just watching this show anymore, besties. We are invested. I am personally offended, totally unwell, and genuinely spiraling over what is happening right now in Genoa City. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. I was mid-skincare when I realized the implications of this tea, and I smeared charcoal mask all over my expensive white rug, and I don't even care, because this is the most unhinged thing I've ever processed in my entire life. Okay, let us talk about Jill Abbott. Bestie, be for real right now. Jill is officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with her. We have known for literally decades that Jill is a messy, messy woman who lives for the drama, but the absolute audacity of what she might be hiding right now is straight up criminal. Apparently, Jill is harboring a dark, deeply buried secret that she has kept completely under wraps for years, and her son, Billy Abbott, is currently on a manic tear trying to figure out exactly what it is. And honestly, I do not blame him. If my mother was acting this shady, I would be tearing up the floorboards too. Basically, Billy wants to know the truth, and he is willing to burn everything to the ground to get it, which is honestly so unhinged but also exactly what I would do. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. We need to go all the way back to the early 90s. Yes, grab your shoulder pads and your excessive hairspray, because we are traveling back to the year of our Lord, 1992. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on in 1992, Jill Abbott was having a full-blown, incredibly scandalous affair with none other than Victor Newman. Yes, the mustache himself. Jill was absolutely obsessed with the wealth, the power, and the sheer prestige of Victor Newman. She was genuinely convinced that Victor was going to propose to her and elevate her to the ultimate status of Mrs. Newman. She wanted that portrait over the fireplace, she wanted the ranch, she wanted the whole aesthetic. But Victor, being the absolute menace that he is, decided to completely pull the rug out from under her. Instead of marrying her, he straight up dumped her. He ended the relationship, leaving Jill in a state of loud, public, and utterly humiliating heartbreak. I mean, the embarrassment was palpable. She was basically the laughingstock of the elite, and she could not handle it. So, what does a messy queen do when she gets dumped by the most powerful man in town? She immediately runs back to her safety net. Enter John Abbott. Jill quickly rebounded with John, leading to their second marriage, which took place from 1993 to 1996. And let me tell you, Jack, Ashley, and Tracy Abbott were absolutely livid. They protested this marriage so hard, and honestly, looking back, they were completely right to do so. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but during this exact same chaotic time period, Jill desperately wanted to start a family with John to solidify her place in the Abbott legacy. But John was basically like, absolutely not. I am too old for this. I already have adult children who hate you. But then, plot twist of the century, Jill ends up pregnant, right before John secretly goes and gets a vasectomy. I am literally hyperventilating right now, just thinking about the timeline. John gets a vasectomy, but Jill is already pregnant. When John finds out she is pregnant, he immediately pressures her to get an abortion. He was basically begging her not to have this child, but Jill absolutely refused. She stood her ground, and that baby was born in 1993. And that baby, besties, was Billy Abbott. Now, here is where the tea gets so scalding hot it is melting my vocal cords. John Abbott, bless his heart, was not an idiot. He knew about Jill's highly publicized, messy affair with Victor Newman right before they got back together. He knew the timeline was incredibly tight. He spent the rest of his life wondering if Billy was actually his son, or if Billy was the biological child of Victor Newman. But, and this is the part that makes me want to literally yeet my phone across the room, they never did a DNA test. Bestie, be for real right now. You are billionaires. You own hospitals. Why did nobody swab a cheek? They just lived in this state of perpetual denial and suspicion, and it is genuinely the most frustrating thing I have ever heard in my life. Wait, I am glitching. Okay, back to the main event. Fast forward to today. Billy Abbott is currently spiraling out of control, determined to uncover whatever massive secret his mother is hiding, regardless of the catastrophic consequences. He is basically acting like a dog with a bone, and he will not let it go. He even went so far as to confront Kane Ashby about it. Yes, Kane Ashby, the man who is constantly lurking around Chancellor Industries looking like he just stepped out of a 2010 catalog. Billy suspects that the secret might be financial. He found some mysterious discrepancy, a massive influx of money that poured into the company years ago from an unknown, untraceable source. Billy actually caught Kane rummaging through the company archives. And can we just take a random tangent for a second to talk about the aesthetic of the Chancellor archives? I am picturing this dusty, dimly lit basement filled with endless rows of metal filing cabinets, flickering fluorescent lights, and the overwhelming smell of old paper and secrets. It is giving major 90s thriller vibes, and I am totally living for it. Anyway, Billy catches Kane down there and starts interrogating him about this mystery money. And Kane, in his infinite wisdom, basically tells Billy that this financial anomaly happened years before Jill even took over as CEO, and he strongly advises Billy to just drop it. Honestly, dragging Kane is my favorite pastime. So let us just pause to say, why on earth would Jill Abbott confide a deeply personal, life-altering secret to Kane Ashby? The vibes are rancid. Kane telling Billy to drop it only makes Billy want to dig deeper, because Billy has the impulse control of a toddler in a candy store. But here is the thing that is keeping me awake at night, staring at my ceiling until 4 a.m. What if Billy is completely wrong? What if the secret has absolutely nothing to do with money, or corporate espionage, or hidden offshore accounts? What if the secret is exactly what John Abbott feared all those years ago? I am calling it right now. The villain arc is about to go nuclear, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update. Because what if Victor Newman is Billy Abbott's biological father? You guys, I cannot breathe. If this is true, the implications are so astronomically huge that they will literally shatter the very fabric of reality in Genoa City. Just think about the sheer, unadulterated scandal. Leanna Love would absolutely rise from the ashes, grab her microphone, and have a field day with this. She would write a 10-part unauthorized biography that would ruin everyone's lives, and I would pre-order the hardcover edition immediately. Let us just break down the absolute psychological mayhem of this possibility. First of all, Jack Abbott. Jack Abbott has spent his entire life treating Billy like his annoying, screw-up little brother. They have fought for the Abbott legacy. They have bled for Jabbo. They are the Abbott men. If Billy is a Newman, that means Jack and Billy are not brothers. They are nothing to each other, except the collateral damage of Jill's messy choices. Jack's entire identity as the protector of the Abbott family would be completely shattered. He would lose a brother and gain another Newman enemy in one fell swoop. I am genuinely unwell thinking about Jack's face if he ever finds this out. And then there is Adam Newman. Oh my god, Adam. Billy and Adam have hated each other with the fire of 1,000 suns for years. They have fought over women, they have fought over companies, they have literally tried to destroy each other's lives on multiple occasions. If Victor is Billy's father, that makes Billy and Adam half-brothers. The sheer irony of Billy Abbott, the man who despises the Newmans more than anyone else on earth, actually being a Newman himself? It is a high-octane psychological masterpiece. Billy would have to sit at the Newman family dinner table. He would have to call Victor Dad. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this concept. But wait. Backtrack. Hold on. Stop everything. I just realized something else, and my soul has actually left my body. Bestie, if Victor Newman is Billy's father, that means Victoria Newman is Billy's half-sister. I am deceased. I am literally in the grave. Do you understand what I am saying? Billy and Victoria were married multiple times. They were the epic love story. The star-crossed lovers of the Abbott and Newman families. They slept together. They lived together. They shared a bed for years. If they are half-siblings, this is the most unhinged, taboo, world-ending incest storyline in the history of television, and I am straight up hyperventilating. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, but I cannot move on. They have children, Johnny and Katie. If Billy and Victoria are half-siblings, what does that mean for their children? The genetics alone are a complete and total dumpster fire. Johnny and Katie would be the product of sibling incest. How do you even explain that to a child? Hey kids, fun fact, your mum and dad share a biological father, so your family tree is actually just a straight line. I am genuinely screaming into a pillow right now. The psychological damage this would inflict on those children is astronomical. They are officially on my do not perceive list because I cannot handle the gravity of this situation. And what about Victor? Victor Newman, the man who prides himself on family loyalty, the man who has spent decades absolutely torturing Billy Abbott, treating him like garbage, calling him Billy Boy, and trying to run him out of town. Victor has literally gone to war with Billy more times than I can count. If Victor finds out that Billy is his own flesh and blood, his own biological son, his mustache might actually spontaneously combust. The guilt, the shock, the absolute horror of realizing he allowed his daughter to marry his son, Victor would have a legitimate heart attack. He would have to reckon with the fact that he has been destroying his own child for years. This specific betrayal personally attacks my soul, because I have spent years rooting for Billy and Victoria, and now you are telling me I might have been rooting for siblings? I am so deeply in the lore that my grip on reality is slipping, making it absolutely clear that this situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. I am sending manic voice notes to my group chat at 4 AM, totally extra, zero chill, just screaming about Jill Abbott's reproductive timeline in 1992. Who does that? Who lives like this? We do, besties, because we are trapped in this chaotic, messy, unfiltered, emotional train wreck of a show, and we cannot look away. Basically, what I am trying to say is that Billy needs to stop investigating right now. He needs to put the files down, walk out of the Chancellor archives, and go live on a remote island where there is no Wi-Fi and no DNA testing kits. Because if he pulls this thread, the entire sweater of Genoa City is going to unravel, and we are all going to be left standing in the cold, naked, and traumatized. But knowing Billy, he is going to keep digging until he hits rock bottom, and then he is going to grab a shovel and keep going. I am literally pacing around my kitchen right now, clutching my chest, because the stakes have never been this high. A financial secret is boring. A secret bank account is whatever. But a secret paternity that turns half the town into unintentional Lannisters? That is cinematic mayhem. That is the kind of tea that sustains me. So, we are going to keep watching, we are going to keep spiraling, and we are going to pray to the soap opera gods that someone, anyone, finally buys a simple cheek swab from the local pharmacy before the entire town implodes. Stay unhinged, besties. I love you, and I will see you in the next breakdown.